Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to show you guys how I do my top-down analysis. So I'm going to be using GBPUSD for a pair for the top-down analysis. So if you're watching this video, make sure you like, share, follow, subscribe. Whichever channel that you find it, make sure you follow up. So this is GBPUSD in weekly time frame. As you can see, the market have been in a downtrend in a weekly time frame of GBPUSD. As the market is doing lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then market finished doing lower low, and then it's about to go up right now. So which means that in weekly time frame of GBP USD we are in downtrend, and then markets have also gone up to mitigate the last last lower high supply zone, and then we are looking forward to see the market towards the downside after some form of liquidity sweep. So let's kindly go down to daily time frame and then see a clearer picture and then a narrow picture of what the market is doing. So this is GBPUSD on a daily time frame, and then as you can see, market is in an uptrend in a daily time frame here, while in a weekly time frame market is in a downtrend. So market is doing higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then the last higher high, which markets now come down to mitigate this higher low demand zone, and then preparing to go up right now. So what are we going to do now? After seeing what the market is doing in daily time frame, seeing that the market is bullish in a daily time frame, and then we have higher high, higher low, and then as you can see, it is clear. This is the last break of structure to the upside, which is the last higher high, and then this is the last break of structure to the downside, which is the higher low, and then the market have pulled back to the demand zone of the last higher low, which means that if GBPUSD is to remain bullish in a daily time frame, we are going to see a reversal to the upside, making a new higher low, making a new higher high. So what are we going to do next now? Since we have marked out our area of interest in a daily time frame, it's going to be better we go down to the 4 hours time frame to look at the clearer picture of the market, what the market is doing, because somebody like me, I'm more of a day trader. I'm not that swing trader that hold a trade weekly or stuff like that. I hold my trades daily, maximum sometimes a week, but it's not as usual. So I'm more of a day trader. So this is 4 hours time frame. As you can see, this is our area of focus in GBPUSD in 4 hours time frame. So what market is doing is that market was at some point going up, doing higher low, and then at some point break structure. Mind you, the structure that the market break is not the higher time frame structure. Market break the lower time frame structure, meaning that in a higher time frame, which is daily time frame, we are bullish. Also in a 4 hours time frame, we are bullish, but in a lower time frame, which is the 1 hour time frame, we are bearish. So as you can see what the market is doing there now, after the break of structure to the upside, the 4 hour break of structure to the upside, and then the pullback, and then let's go down to 1 hour time frame, which is my lower time frame. I normally use 1 hour time frame or 15 minute time frame as my lower time frame. So let's go down to 1 hour time frame, which is my lower time frame, to look for our entries, because in a short time we are bullish on GBPUSD in a lower time frame. So as you can see, this is my lower time frame, which is my 1 hour time frame. Sometimes I can use 15 minutes time frame, but in this case I want to use 1 hour time frame because the gap between the 4 hours and 15 minutes time frame is very wide. So as you can see in a 1 hour time frame, which is my lower time frame, we are doing higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then this is the last break of structure to the upside, meaning that we are bullish. So not only that this is the last break of structure to the upside, this is a break of structure that have a lot of liquidities in front of it. Some people can call it inducements, some people can call it liquidity, whichever way you want to call it. It's a demand zone that have a lot of liquidity in front of it, and I'm expecting price to react from that demand zone. Yeah, I'm expecting price to react from that demand zone. There is a higher probability of a price reacting from that zone and then continue going to the upside, because if you can see that that demand zone now is a zone that sweep liquidity, Yeah, it sweep the previous liquidity, making it a strong low. And then also having liquidity in front of it, which means that price, which means the market is going to come back, take a lot of traders out, because a lot of traders is going to enter in some of the demand zone up there, and then market is going to take them out, use their stop loss and liquidity, and then we're going to see a movement to the upside. So to me, we have a higher chance of going up from there, but it's not certain. Yeah, it's a probability. We have a higher probability of going from this demand zone, then move to the upside. So this is what I'm seeing in GBPUSD. So remember, I'm just showing you guys how I do my own top-down analysis. This might not be the way you do your own. Everybody have their own way of doing things. This is the way I do my own top-down analysis, and then this is what worked for me. You might like to learn from it. So as you can see now, we are waiting for price to mitigate my demand zone. This is a very high probability demand zone to me, because as you can see, you have a lot of liquidity, and one of the most important thing I consider before entering a trade is liquidity. And so many liquidity are surround the so many liquidity surrounded this demand zone. And then as you can see, what I have been showing you guys, the possible entry sign that I want to see before entering the market. Market can come back, create inducements, liquidate retail trader, and then start going up, or do double bottom, then start going up. So many things scenario can happen. But eventually, I know that market is going to go up from that zone. If this zone refuses to hold, that means that we can be going bearish on the short term in GBPUSD. But I don't think it's likely, because one thing about price movement is that we have to move from balance to imbalance, from balance to imbalance. Last week, news pushed GBPUSD very down. So I think that this GBPUSD is going to use this week to balance the movement that happened last week, because price will always go from imbalance to imbalance and stuff like that. So as you can see, this is a possible scenario that can happen on GBPUSD. Also, there can be a scenario that market can come back, take out the low, and then that means that we are going bearish on a short time period. And then what I'm going to do is that after the break of such, I'm going to wait for pullback to the upside, and then enter the trade and then push it to the downside. This is another scenario that can happen, but I don't think there is a high probability of this scenario happening on this particular trade itself. So I'm going to wait for price to mitigate my demand zone, and then give me my entry sign, and then I'm going to enter the movement to the upside. Alright, thank you for watching this video. If you're seeing this channel for the first time, please like, share and follow, subscribe. Alright, thank you. See you in my next video.